Hello everyone, myself Jaya Agarwal, Assistant Professor Political Science, SPC GCA Ajmer. I welcome you all in my new chapter. In our last video, we have covered duties of the king, or it can be said scope of the state. If the examiner asks, as I have earlier told you, that if examiner asks duties of the king or scope of the state, the answer will remain the same. So let's start the king. In this chapter, we will cover the remaining part of the topic king. The king. First of all, according to Shukra, he plays the key role in state organism. According to Shukra, in the performance of the functions of the state, the king plays a very important role. And Shukra has used the word Swami for the king. Not only Shukra, I must say that all the ancient Indian political thinkers have used this word, and without king, the state is lost like the boat in high seas. The king is Swami of all creatures because he has properties of 8 gods. Properties of 8 gods means virtues of 8 gods. 8 gods, names of the 8 gods are Indra, Pavan, Sun, Agni, Varun, Moon, Yam, and Kuber. According to Shukra, the king has virtues of these 8 gods. Virtues of these eight gods. That's why Shukra has supported the divine theory of the origin of the king. That's why the king has all the virtues, and the king can be considered as himself. He himself is a god, and therefore he is to take care of his public or subject like a god. According to Shukra, he is the most important element of the state, or the most important constituent element of the state. As we all know, Saptang theory of the state, there are 7 constituent elements of the state, and king is the most important, as king has placed at first place because he is the basis of the state. Next one is he is protector of the whole system. He is the protector of the whole social structure and source of prosperity of the whole world. He is incarnation of divinity. Next one is here we can see that classification good and bad king. So when we talk about the ancient Indian political thinkers, we can see, if we read their books, we can see that only Shukra is there who has classified like this good and bad kings, because according to Shukra, we believe in divine theory, but we cannot say that each and every king on this earth has all these virtues. That is the reason we will have to classify good and bad kings. So let's start. First one is, although he supports divine theory of the origin of the state, but all kings do not attain divinity. That's why there is classification of good and bad kings. He classifies kings in terms of sattva, rajas, and tamas. The tamas king cannot be treated as divine. He is demon or rakshas. The rajas king is more man-like, thus lacks divinity. Only sattva king is devoted, as he is devoted to dharma, welfare of the people, and security and protection of the state. To understand this classification, we can include here concept of welfare or positive state. That's mean a king who rules according to dharma, who take care of his public and the state, his border, who provides all the basic necessities to its public, will be treated as divine or god, and who does not do all these things, they will be treated as tamas and rajas. Here I have made like this diagram. Tamas, that is rakshas. Rajas, that is like man. That's mean rajas and tamas do not include divine, cannot be included in divine theory. Only sattva king can be included in divine theory. Next one is Classification of kings on the basis of revenue realization. The main point of Shukra is classification according to good and bad kings. But when we study Shukra deeply, then we can say that he has classified the kings on the basis of revenue collection or realization also. So see, let's have a look. Status of king and gross revenue. That's mean a king who gets gross revenue, how much gross revenue he gets, it will decide the status of the king. Like if a king gets gross revenue, or the gross revenue of a king is 50 crores, he will get status of Virat king. So here we have a total, it can be said that we have full list of all these things. So let's see. Virat king, who has revenue of 50 crores, Shivraj king 10 crores, Maharaja 1 crore, Raja 20 lakhs, Mantalika 10 lakhs, and Samrat 3 lakhs. One more category is there which can be said, which can be called Sarvabhaum. Sarvabhaum, that is, it is like universal. So over and above them there is Sarvabhaum, means universal lord of the earth and the seven seas. In exceptional circumstances he can levy extra taxes. So we can conclude that in fact Shukra's state and society is king based. The king is born for the sake of others. He has all the divine virtues and he should devote his life to the welfare of the public and protection of the state according to his virtues. He is to perform all the functions of the state for the welfare of the state, and the king should always protect the weak and be merciful to all. In fact, according to Shukra, he should be merciful to enemies also. He should avoid all excesses in enjoyment and act with moderation. So that's all for today. Now we will meet in next video. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.